Namaste, viewers. Today we have Dr. Mukesh Kumar Jha. Formally, I invite him to the IIMT Open House session. IIMT Open House is an open platform in YouTube where we are uploading the conversation, interview, meet the author program for the for the purpose of learning or any age group. So not only the MBA students, rather the any age group, they are getting the opportunity to listen and learn from many different experts, all walks of life. So in this session, we are meeting Dr. Mukesh Kumar Jha. He is an assistant professor in communication department at IIM Amritsar. His research interests include second language learning, public speaking, anxiety, crisis communication, persuasive communication, etc. Besides this, he has published many cases in marketing and communications. His cases are available through Case Publishing House like EV Publishing, Harvard Business Review, and Case Center. In June 2017, one of his cases titled "When the Tone of an Email Went Wrong" was featured in the bestseller list. He teaches managerial communication at IIM Amritsar. Before joining this institute, he had worked with IIMT Nagpur, IIM Raipur, Amity University Noida, Google India Private Limited, and many more. He was awarded with the doctorate degree in linguistics from JNU New Delhi for the thesis entitled Interlingual Errors in the Writing Sample of Undergraduate Student in Bihar. Professor Kumar is enthusiastic about the stock market and spends hours of learning about investment opportunity and philosophies. Today, we'll be listening from him about the career opportunity in finance or Fininfluencer. He has contributed a chapter in the book Evolving Careers in Management, which IIMT has recently published. And here we are having the opportunity to receive a chapter from Dr. Mukesh. With this, I welcome you, Dr. Mukesh Kumar. Namaste.
Namaste, Professor Patnaik. It's really my pleasure to see you live. We have exchanged emails, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see you in person, so I'm glad that you have invited me to have a word with you.
Yeah. So thank you. Without wasting time, let me put forth my first question. What are the qualifications or certifications needed to become a Fininfluencer?
So these days, you see, there are hundreds of individuals who are active on social media, and they share information about various financial products where you can invest, how you can plan your investment for a short term, long term, and you sometimes don't know their background. You just get influenced by how charming they are or how engaging they are. But for me, I looked into their background because I think many like me would want to know what their background is before we act on their advice. So I reviewed what they have done in the past, and I saw that most of them had some background in finance. But again, when I say most, I mean the most popular faces. There are hundreds who don't have any background in finance, and they are still talking about financial products. They are sharing education about finance. They are giving you stock tips. They are also asking you whether you should invest in cryptocurrency and all that. So there are people who don't have any background in finance, and that is where the difference lies. You and I, when we choose to listen to someone or act on someone's advice, we should also carefully look at their background. And fortunately, there are people with their background in finance or management, some sort of degree they have. So I've seen that several of them have MBAs, some of them are CAs, some of them will have done something like CFA or some such
Correct.
programs,
Correct.
by means of which they are able to understand and also properly explain to you what the risks are. I mean, these are not um, uh, products which come without any risks. So that understanding should be there in people who are propagating those products. And I see that they come from different backgrounds, but uh, they should have some sort of background in finance, whether it is CA or MBA. But I think there is a necessity that you listen to people who have a background in these things. Otherwise, you might not be, or you might be in trouble if you are following such people who don't have any background in it.
Correct. Correct. So, why do you think that the ethical issues are involved in this, and how they are influenced, say, while they are, say, doing the fin influencer job or financial advice?
I think even though in management and leadership roles, everywhere we talk of ethics,
Ethics, yes,
whether you are in marketing or you are in finance or operations, everywhere we talk of ethics. For me, this becomes a critical space where ethics is very, very important, because I might be unaware that you are getting a commission for the products you are recommending to me, right?
yes,
You may have a vested interest in a specific company, script, or stock, and you would recommend that to me. Um, Unaware of your interest, I might invest and might have losses too. But that's just one instance. These fin influencers are also talking about various events. Like recently, I heard that there was startup expo being promoted by some fin influencers, and they have to do thorough investigation before they propagate any word about it, because they are followed by millions. And if they are earning some money by influencing people, um, they have to be very, very careful about what they are um, talking about, what they are recommending. And if they are not ethical, um, I think it will be like a loose gun that can kill many.
correct, correct.
Right?
You are
So
right. You are right. Yes. So previously, we didn't heard about, say, about this kind of job or influencer.
right.
But we are seeing more and more, say, people are opting for fin influencer. I have also personally, I have seen people working in Citibank,
Right.
and they resign from the Citibank and they have started this career.
Hmm.
So, what are the things required to become a successful fin influencer?
Yeah, so Professor, you asked me about their certification, and I think certification is a must. And
Yes,
fortunately, I've seen that you don't have to necessarily go to one of the top ranked B schools. You can go
correct,
anywhere. You can go anywhere, but you should have that interest and you should have that drive for learning more about finance, understanding economy, understanding industry. So that motivation is required, and you look at the background of the people who are currently very popular. Some of them are from top B schools, some of them are not, but they are equally successful. So
yes,
first thing is this, that they should have some background and they can go anywhere. But beyond that, I feel that it's like influence, and influence usually works in three ways. You either appeal to someone's head you appeal to someone's heart, and then you also appeal to their guts. And all these three are required. Because if I don't like you, I will not listen to you, I'll not be engaged. So you have to talk in a way that I find you likable.
Yes.
Sometimes they share stories of their family, and I just want to know more about their family too. Uh,
Correct. Correct.
that pleasant appearance, tone, that
Yes.
matters.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
that is when I start connecting with them.
Correct. Correct.
And beyond that, I feel that because it's also not a small amount that I'm going to invest, there
Yes.
will be a large sum, and maybe I'm planning my retirement, or I'm planning for my next house or for my next car. So I have to carefully invest maybe a large sum.
Yes.
So head appeal is also required. And head appeal works when you have that solid background in finance. You explain to me why this is the cycle for auto industry to do well, why IT industry is not in good shape, and you should avoid that. So you should have that ability to explain to your audience how industry is doing, and there your background really helps you. And lastly, my thought is that people who have not started, like there may be some people who are sitting on the fences, and they are like whether I should do it. So that gut appeal is also required. Like you have to tell
Correct.
them that in the longer run you will make money, you're not going to lose it if you
Yes.
just do the right things. So fin influencers have to have these three abilities. They should appeal to your heart, head, and guts, both, all the
Correct. Correct. Very nicely you have explained. Okay. So how do you influencers stay up to date on the latest influential news, financial news and trends?
Mhm. Uh, so what I feel is it's more like you and I having interest in a specific segment or section of news. Somebody follows sports, and somebody follows finance, and somebody follows maybe politics. So
Correct.
these fin influencers have that flavor. Like I want to be on top of what is happening in this industry.
Correct.
And fortunately there are like many very reputed publishers. Like I personally read Financial Times or Economic Times. And then these days there are also different ways you can collect information from podcasts and vlogs. All these means are available. My suggestion to anyone who wants to make a career is that they should always read reliable newspapers or magazines, and not be swayed by what has been recommended by someone without any credibility.
Correct. Correct.
So go to very reliable ones. Bloomberg is one of your sources.
Yes.
Economist is your one of your sources.
Correct.
So the first step is that they should read from very reliable sources, and then thereafter they should um, read more about it to understand that as much as possible. And again, they have to explain it to lay persons, right? So they have to come up with some metaphors which are like easy to understand. You relate it to something that your audience can understand.
Correct.
Um, so maybe if I have to give you an example of how they can simplify things, or how they usually simplify things. So when you talk of maybe a financial product, it's very abstract, right? So then you have to talk of maybe how your child grows, right? So maybe the growth of your child can be related to maybe the growth of your wealth. So
Correct.
some such connection is also required, metaphors, to make your content understandable to your audience. So that
Correct.
is how I think it works. And fin short is also one of the popular podcasts. Um, so I think that they are doing a good job at collecting information, researching well, and then delivering it to their audience well.
Correct.
Mm.
So nowadays we are seeing you cannot escape out of these fin influencers.
Yes.
For example, I'll give we are as a layman, I'm telling.
Uh,
So whenever, for example, my wife is going to purchase some ornaments,
hmm.
say Kalyan Jewelers, I
Yes.
will find within a shop, it's a 2 to 3 floor. In each floor, you will find 5 to 6 influencer will be there.
Okay.
And they will be trying to say that you invest in that, after 1 year you will take this much, there will be no making charge and other things. So, and it is not only in jewelry shop, wherever you will go, so there are influencers. For example, you are going to bank, and in the front office there will be one say insurance people
Right,
in all
right,
the bank.
right, right.
And whenever you will go to say any builder, so there will be say influencer will be there. So
Right.
this is now in such a way that a common layman, say I'm talking about not from the career prospect, as a layman point of view, people are now afraid of this financial influencer. So my question is, do people trust the product recommended by these financial influencer or teen influencers, or how they so have you done some research on this, so out of your study you may say something.
So currently we are working on a paper where we are studying whether some traits of an individual will influence your like influence you in a way that you are ready to invest in their recommendations. Um, I don't have the results, but we are working on that paper because my interest lies in there. Based on what I understand and what I have observed, like you have rightly said, that influencers will be in different sectors,
Yes,
and they talk of multiple asset classes, not just
correct,
equity, but they also talk of real estate and also talk
correct,
of
correct.
gold, right? Um, so I think it's very important. You have really raised the right question for these influencers, that it is a new category that is growing,
Yes,
and if we have to retain trust in this category,
yes,
then they have to responsibly um, propagate the message.
yes,
They can't just talk of things for their personal interest, that
correct,
I'm working for an affiliate, and I just care about my perks. Like for example, I have a certain number of followers and I'm getting maybe 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees for making some recommendations. So I can't be irresponsible in any such recommendation. So when I think as of today, if you have to decide who to follow and who not to follow, you should carefully read their background, see who they are being followed by. Like, so their followers will also give you an idea, that followed by educated people, followed by people with uh, decent exposure to the market. So
correct.
their background, bio, all these things should be considered before you start trusting them, because you have rightly pointed out that there is abundance,
Yes,
and you have to select the right person you listen to for understanding the products and also
yes.
for acting on their
Exactly.
advice.
Exactly. Exactly. You are right. So the thing is that whenever a new company, we do not know about who are behind that company. I should not tell in name, particularly one or two, say in this domain. And after running for 20 years, they have vanished from the market. You must be knowing one or two company.
Yes.
And those that depend on these kind of influencer, financial influencer. So
Hmm.
how do these financial influencer say make money through the social media? So that is one. The second one, what step they should say learn, say legal and ethical aspect. I
Hmm.
have seen people, For example, there are in all say small towns, they have one Fininfluencer. So they will operate through them. And as a personal experience, I know my father has invested say quite some amount of money in a particular company, and that company vanished. And these Fininfluencer who was the responsible for that locality, he managed the money and he returned the money out of the investment for a couple of years. So, so how do these financial influencer say make money through their social media, and how they should operate, say legal and social aspect of it?
So I think talking of their means to make money,
Yes,
number one for them is like any brand promotion. For example, let me give you a concrete example here. That if I'm a Fin influencer and I have a large number of followers, maybe 1 million or 2 million followers,
yes,
so I can promote some financial products. For example, opening an account, right? You have a demat account with this or that, and then I can sell that to you. Now, again, this is for fin influencers, but
yes,
influencers can also partner with some brands,
correct.
and then they are paid to the tune of maybe 4 or 5 lakh rupees.
Yes,
If you have kind of 5 to 6 lakh followers, and if you have like 10 lakh above followers, then you can also earn as much as 10 to 12 lakh rupees. And maybe in terms of USD outside of India, sometimes they also earn 1,000 USD for some of their assignments. So this is their major source of earning. And besides that, they can have like their own merchandise. They can also sell their courses. They
correct,
can
correct.
also sell you some small cases like I these are the products where I invest. You can also invest at a certain fee. So there are multiple ways they make money, but I think the major source for them is affiliate marketing, or maybe influencer marketing, or also brand tie-ups they can have.
Correct.
Um, Now you were again raising the issue of like legal ethical concerns that
Yes.
we should have around this particular category of employment. So it's a new evolving career, and I think SEBI or someone who is involved in this, they will try to formulate some guidelines for them. Currently, I don't think that we have very extensive guidelines for fin influence. But something that I know of is that you have to declare, you have to make it known to your audience that this is a paid video. I'm doing this video and I am recommending this product, and they are promoting this content. Now, that kind of law has already come into place, even on Instagram and other platforms. You have to write that you have this brand tie up, and that is why you're making this video. Uh, Similarly, I think more guidelines will come into place if you are promoting something which is substandard, uh, pump and dump kind of schemes.
Correct.
So in those cases, you will be accountable for any statements, and you might have to face consequences.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are right. You are right. And very recently, All India Council for Technical Education
Mhm.
has declared one more than 100 postgraduate certificate program,
Okay.
PGCM. Yes, and in that, this say fin influencer or financial product marketing. So one course is there, and for that, the students should learn whatever you have told us, the new trends. The students should learn, and they should know about, say, ethical and say legal issues, and the after effect of the, say, the who is investor. So they should take care of the say interest of the say investor. So all these things must be say covered in that course.
Oh,
So so this is
we are
a
glad to know. Really
new
glad
thing.
to know that there is a course that
Yeah,
prepares you for this kind of a role.
correct, correct, correct. So you have given a say that this book through the book you have given a right direction for the certificate program, and you might be knowing that this government is also bringing there are two additional courses, that is a BVoc, Bachelor in Vocation, and Diploma in Vocation.
Okay.
And in these Bachelor in Vocation and Diploma in Vocation, these kind of courses are also there. So uh, I must tell you that in future you can also say plan a program so that you can run a school of your thought. Whatever you are say you are giving a small chapter, you can say make it a say 3 months course or 6 month course. So nicely you have drafted the chapter. Thank you, Dr. Mukesh.